My first job in food was at a very small bakery in the county, Suffolk, where I grew up, Pump Street. I was frying donuts, washing up, sweeping the floors. I remember walking into the bakery and the first thing that hits you is the smell. Just flour, water, salt being baked at a high temperature, creating something that is so much bigger than the sum of its parts. Having flour creating this thick air in the bakery and those first rays of sunlight illuminating the whole room. And it was the first time I began to realise what it was I wanted to do. Both my parents were chefs. Having seen the absolute wrecking ball that hospitality can be at home, why the hell would I ever go into that? My dad, apart from the odd day here and there, I have very few memories of him growing up. There was also an element of not quite understanding why my dad would do this job that was so destructive. I always found it difficult to understand and intriguing in equal measure that he would spend so many hours a day at this job instead of being home. So food really was something that completely tore my family apart. But it's also what brought us back together. Family is often described as a toxic word in hospitality because of the manipulative element that it can bring to things. You know, you can't let family down. Family depend on you. But for me, I can't see another word that would describe the way that the daily runnings of the farm make me feel. I've never been bound so closely to those I'm working with every single day. And it's the shared experience of raising something, killing it, serving it, growing things, cooking for others, cooking for ourselves, being as close to an ingredient as possible. All of these things that have forged families together for centuries, we now do on a daily basis. In the very small world that I am now in, it's difficult to think about anything else. That has come at a cost. There's so many things that I've missed, whether it's a birthday or a wedding, a trip, and because of seeing my dad when I was growing up. It's a scary moment when you realise you've made the same decisions as them and you've ended up in the same place as them. The greatest gift this whole course has given me is an understanding of my dad and how much he sacrificed. All those years of finding cookbooks at every corner of the house, scribbles of paper with notes on beef steak or cooked polenta. All these things I found as a child, I'm now beginning to understand. My dad and I, we're now the closest two members of the family because we have this binding of food. And that's the only reason I've been able to make sense of this weird and difficult landscape of food on a farm. For any parent and child, at the core of that relationship, of course, is approval. I think that's why people cook in restaurants. It's at the core of it all, really.